My son said, "I don't want your last name anymore." I said, "Okay." It's strange how the smallest words can hit harder than the largest betrayals. I never thought a sentence from my own child would leave me reeling, questioning everything I believed about family, loyalty, and love. My son Liam was 12 when he said it. 12 and wise beyond his years, but also angry, confused, and carrying burdens no child should have to bear. It started as a normal evening. I came home from work, tired but ready to spend some time with him. He was sitting at the kitchen table doing homework, earbuds in, tapping away at a tablet. I called out his name and he barely looked up. "Hey, buddy," I said. "How was school?" He shrugged. No response, just a quiet, heavy silence that felt like a warning. I kept talking, trying to make it casual, but he didn't engage. Finally, he sighed, pulled out one earbud, and looked at me with eyes I barely recognized. Angry, hurt, distant. I don't want your last name anymore," he said quietly. The words struck like a hammer, not because of rebellion, not because of the literal name, but because of the intention behind it. My son wanted distance. He wanted separation. He wanted to erase a connection he once felt safe with. I froze for a moment. Then I nodded. "Okay," I said. He blinked, shocked. "Okay," he repeated. "Yes," I said gently. "If that's what you feel, I won't make you carry it. You get to decide your own name, your own identity." He stared at me, and for a moment I thought he might cry. But he didn't. Instead, he buried his face in his hands and whispered, "It's because of Mom. And everything." I had seen it coming, in subtle ways. My ex-wife had left me 5 years ago, after years of lies, betrayal, and infidelity that I didn't discover until it was too late. Liam had been too young to fully understand then, but he felt the tension, the heartbreak, and the absence. He was angry at her, angry at me, angry at the world, and now, in a way I hadn't anticipated, he was angry at my name, the symbol of a life he felt had been ripped apart. I sat down beside him. No judgment, no lectures, just presence. "You don't have to explain everything right now," I said, "but know this, I love you no matter what. Your last name doesn't change that. You're still my son, and I'll always be here for you." He looked up then, eyes wet but guarded. "Even if I pick Mom's name?" "Yes," I said, "even then, your name doesn't define our bond. I define nothing about your choices except that I'll support them." He hesitated, then whispered, I don't want to be like him." I understood immediately. He wasn't talking about me. He was talking about the man who had betrayed our family, the man who had taken our home, our trust, and left us to pick up the pieces. He was rejecting the connection that reminded him of betrayal, not me personally. I held him for a moment, feeling his small body shake with frustration, grief, and anger, and in that moment I realized something vital. My role wasn't to control him. It wasn't to dictate his identity or force him to carry my name out of loyalty. My role was to protect him, guide him, and love him, even when the world, or his own heart, felt unfair. The next few days were quiet. He started paperwork with his mother to legally change his last name. I didn't interfere. I didn't argue. I simply ensured he felt supported. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, not because I disagreed with him, but because I felt the weight of my own grief. My ex-wife's betrayal had already fractured our lives, and now my son was symbolically separating from me as well. Yet in that grief, I also found clarity. Love isn't about possession. Loyalty isn't about names. Connection isn't about control. It's about showing up, being present, and supporting choices, even when they sting. Months later, Liam came to me, smiling cautiously. "Thanks for letting me do it," he said. "I feel lighter." I nodded. "You don't have to thank me. You're brave enough to make your own choices, and I respect that." He hugged me then, genuinely, without hesitation. I felt the weight lift, not because the betrayal went away, but because the love remained unshaken. I realized then that life would keep testing us, betrayal, heartbreak, loss, But resilience isn't about clinging. It's about standing firm in love, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when the people we care about choose paths we don't expect. My son had taken a step to define himself. I took a step to respect him. And in that mutual understanding, we rebuilt trust, not in the world, not in a name, but in each other. I didn't lose my son. He didn't lose me. And even though the name on his papers changed, the bond we share remained unbroken. Stronger, perhaps, than it had ever been. Sometimes love is quiet. Sometimes love is letting go. And sometimes the deepest betrayal isn't losing someone, it's learning how to honor them in the way they need, not the way you want.